do the arc. Do the arc, Zeos, which here it is again. I don't think I unboxed it the first time, because this is the second time it's arriving. It arrived and then they were like, hey, we had some issues with the voltage thingy and a couple of them. Mind sending it back? We'll send it to you after we double check it. Okay, fine, because they don't want me to review it. It's got issues. So here's the Mayflower arc, which looks like every other Mayflower product in the same Mayflower case with the Mayflower knob with the Mayflower rubber bands. This just has a DSP button, which is extremely hard to press. You got high-low gain on the back, fiber optic in, USB or optical switch. Here's your optical. Here's your RCA's covered with little covers. Those are cute. 5-volt DC in, and the whole reason that the arc, everyone's like, you got to do the arc. Microphone in. So all the problems everyone's having with the Boom Pro or the, well, you won't have it with the Mod Mic 5. Let's use a combiner, but basically, if you use a Boom Pro on like X2s or Ship 9500s, you get that 2 plugs at the end that you're supposed to plug into your sound card. One's for mic, one's for headphones. And the issue is, if you've got a headphone amp DAC that's separate, and you separate those two things, you get a ground loop. Because when you have a 4-pole and the plug, that means you've got left, right, microphone, and ground. One ground, just one ground, because it's sharing up the wire. So when you split them apart, the ground is now going to one thing, like your onboard, and to your DAC amp combo, and the grounds are too far apart and get all sorts of weird buzzing and bad news bears. You can fix that with an MPOW ground loop isolator, but you got to put it on the headphone side, and it can affect sound quality. So the only way to eliminate that entirely is to plug the microphone and headphones into the same unit. And usually that means onboard or a sound card. And now this is an option. So it's literally there, like, I don't want to say it's the O2 amp and ODAC built in with a microphone, but it's going to be a similar quality, because the other one I had did work and I did try it for a while. And this is just a power brick. Power brick. The power brick. Can I get a power brick up in here? A dusty power brick. 5 amps, 5 volts, 2 amps. This is going to require me to put a label on it. And this will get its own full review, possibly again something else. There's really nothing else, if you know of, here's the thing, other than like a recording interface, like a Behringer or the other ones I reviewed, the Scarlett. If you know of any DAC amp that has a microphone in besides the ARC, please let me know about it, because I've asked and no one seems to know anything, and I think that's probably true, which is why I had to sign an NDA when they first told me about this. But where do I want to go? Here or there? Here or there? Here or there? Here first? Okay. Ursine Audio. You know Ursine Audio. You don't? Ursine.audio. Alright, well, he makes, it's a guy. It's a dude. He hangs out on my Telegram, and he's been hanging out in places all along, in the cooking channel even, I think. And he makes headphone cables. And, you know, I love Periapt makes great cables, but he makes very specific cables when you ask him to, and it's like, I want exactly this long, and I want exactly this head. So this is the first cable he made for me, which was a 4-pole balanced, so the 2.5mm balanced, in a soft jacket, up to a split, off to the IM connectors that are on my eye signs, because I wanted to run my eye signs balanced. And this was fine, except for the fact that, you see that, what that's doing right there? Well, anytime I turned my head left or right, this shit would like drag, and I would feel it pulling down. So I'm like, alright, look, let's engineer this together. We are a team now. We're a team if I say we are. And so after a very long hiatus of him having things and I had things, the new one arrived. So here is 4-pole again. I believe it's the same connector, just wrapped in... No, it's a little bigger. Wait, no, is it bigger? Whatever, it's got heat shrink around it. And the reason it's got heat shrink around the entire length is because if you look, the Y split is there. There. And this cable is much softer. So here was like look, and I'm a sucker for soft cables. And the reason it's split there is because you get these beautiful long lengths of soft, just, ooh, wait, hold on, let me get the, ooh. You get this beautiful soft lengths that go completely individually to my eye signs, and I just had them out for the first test. So this is why this is sort of an unboxing, because they're coming today. And when I'm wearing them, when I move my head, they are just free floating. There's nothing, there's no why that it gets stuck on. I hate that sensation of turning my head, even on my headphones. That's why when I built my balance stuff for home, I did 2 full lengths, because that means when I turn my head or look or twist, or there's just no, they're perfectly individual and perfect. They're a little softer than I'd imagine them being. They're a little larger too. Are they larger? No, I'm imagining it. It's just that they feel softer because he's only putting half the runs through, and he got a softer type of wire for me because I was being a real like pain in the ass. I'm like, hey, could you make these softer and split them like 1 inch off the thing? I could have probably gone a little bit longer because this becomes a real stiff entity coming off of like my X7S, where this would have bent actually with the wire. It's just a little bit shorter. But that, what can you do? You know, you can only bend it so much. And I could still, actually, that is a nice rubberized, like triple strain relief on that. But yeah, so I'll link to Ursine Audio. If you want him to make you something custom like this, call this the Zeo Special and ask for it. Hey, can you make me the Zeo Special for my, you know, audio flies or whatever headphone you want to swap cables on? Because I would almost do them again in black so they're a little less obvious, because I was wearing them around with a black shirt. I'm like, you just know you're an audiophile when you have like 2 full-length flowing wires coming off of your head. But anyway, super comfy. I only had one issue where I was like turning and like it swung and hooked onto something, which you wouldn't have as much of that on a regular style cable. We're audiophiles, we don't deal with that shit. We'll get to the Audio God stuff in a second. First, let's look at foam blocks again, because I actually did a full review of foam blocks at some point before I even knew to use them for headphone stands. So here's a 4-inch. These are the ones I usually recommend. They're 4x6x4. No. Neither one of these is the right dimensions. These are supposed to be 4 inches thick. These are supposed to be 3 inches thick. I doubt it. Anyway, these are the 2 dimensions I usually recommend. And you can use either one for a headphone stand. They'll stand on their own. They're lightweight. They come in a 2-pack for like $9. And these come in a 2-pack for like $7. And the other way, these are the Amazon. This is the first Fit Spirits I've been recommending. And these have run out, or they started realizing, hey, Zeos is selling 10,000 foam blocks. Raise the price. So Amazon Basics, they don't give a shit. They have so much volume. So yeah, these are normal foam blocks. And you all know them and you all love them. And I would put in speakers on them. But, you know, speakers, like here. Not Ascend acoustics, these are the Aperions, and they will fit on the speakers. But speakers like these Wharfdales are bigger, and you can see under there what I'm about to talk about. Where's my onions? Very, very Indiana Jones. Look at these. A little damage from shipping, but these are 2-inch by 8-inch by 12-inch, I think. Check the link for the actual dimensions. And the point is, if you're going to use them for just speakers, I think these are $8 or $9 each, so they're more money, but they are just as dense and soft. They'll give you just enough isolation lift, and you could build cool things out of them if you wanted to go and, well, I don't know if I'd recommend this particularly, but yeah, actually, there you go. Boom, boom, boom. Let me hear you say wayo. Wayo. And then you put speaker atop your foam bridge. So those, I don't think I have to re-review foam blocks, but Zeos has to do what Zeos has to do to get people in the know. I just want people in the know. I want everyone to not be retarded. Can I handle that? That's like what it's every teacher's dream, but they never can say that. So, which Audio God is in the box today? And this was sent to me not by Audio God and not by a user. There's a distributor of audio equipment in Europe, because he knows that I am 50% European, not by birth, but by followers. And he's like, hey, yeah, we have a thing with Audio God. We'll have them send you whatever you want to review. And they're like, hey, can we try this first? I'm like, okay. And I honestly don't remember the name of it, because it's one of those weird half products that I don't like follow 100%. I know the 1 amp was the 1 amp, and I don't know what's in this cable box. I want to check first. What is in this? Vinyl. I love that. I love these blue USB cables. I don't know why. It shouldn't make a deal, but it feels great. You get the standard bag of replacement shit because they know everything's going to break when you rip it apart. You got is that an infrared receiver? It's either an LED or an infrared receiver. Bunch of jumpers and then 2 feet. And a very, very carefully, I mean, that's insanely covered, I believe, let me feel through the thing. Yeah, no, that's just a standard, that's a standard plug. I don't know why it's like that. I don't know why that has to be a thing. But they did it, and I'm never unwrapping that because I could review this with my own power cable. And probably my own USB cable. And I'll hold on to these for whatever the reason that if I gotten them in the first place. I'm gonna put some onions in the box. It's always what you want to do. So, I still don't know what this is. Like, I know what it is, I just don't want to remember right now, so just go with me. Zeos unboxes shit as you know what it is. Why are you watching? What do you want, someone who prepares? Go watch Unbox Therapy, he's done well. So, they give you 2 more feet in case you lose 2 of the 4 feet. This is the R2R-11, that's what it is. Coaxial, USB, optical, left and right DAC out.
I'm having trouble connecting to the internet.
It's not helping, affecting me.
Look at the help section in your Alexa app.
Relax, baby. I'll get to you. Headphone out, and you got, it's basically NFB11, but an R2R architecture, which is different in ways that I'm not going to go into right now because I'm going to get a headache. But yeah, it's essentially an NFB11 with different sturf. How's the knob turn? Turns nice. Can I open this up? Think they'll be upset if I open this up? Warranty card, tear, invalid. We'll see. I'll talk to the distributor if I can open that up. Anyway, so yeah, I've finally got some Audio God stuff back in here, which is good. I'm aiming to actually review some of their other stuff, like their master mono box for the living room. I want them so bad. I want them so bad. But yeah, I mean, this is like the least important unboxing. It's like, yep, there's stuff, and then switches, and then there's more switches, and then there's more switches, and the knob. Thank you, come again. So there you go. And cat. I will pet the cat, and this unboxing's over, and then I'll figure out what I actually unboxed and put it away. Wow. Twitch stream went well, by the way. And so links to all this and Patreon link up there. And cat link nowhere. You don't get a cat. You don't get one.